Hi everyone, my name is Sahiti and I'm here from First Academy. Well, we've been teaching for the last 2.5 decades and we have great experience in teaching IELTS, GRE, TOEFL, PTE, DET and OET. Not only do we teach, but we are also authors. We've written quite a few books. You can find us on Amazon as well if you want to buy one of our books. Okay. We've sent students to all top universities. We have alumni in Harvard, in Northwestern University, Stanford, Yale, and you name it, and our students are there. Well, in today's class, we're only going to focus on one of these subjects and the most common exam of all, and that is IELTS. And as you see, IELTS is one of our best products, and IELTS is also a popular exam like I told you, and IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. That's what the exam is about. Okay, so who writes IELTS? Well, initially you should know that there are two kinds of IELTS exams. One is the academic IELTS and the other the general IELTS. In today's class, our focus is only on academic IELTS. And let me tell you why and who writes this test. Now, if you can see, as the screen says, this test is for you to go abroad and study. You must be wondering, abroad where? Do I have to go to Australia or New Zealand or maybe to the UK or the USA? Well, the answer is also right on the screen. You can go anywhere with this exam. Now, we Indians do not speak English as a mother tongue. We might be really good at the language, but we have to prove our prowess by writing this simple test called IELTS. And as the name suggests, it's a simple English exam. Now, what does this test check you for? Very simple. Like you would do in Telugu or Hindi or Kannada or any other language, we speak the language, we hear the language, we read the language, we write the language, and that's exactly what they are testing you for, even in the IELTS exam. So the 4 modules of the exam are listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Okay? The 4 essential elements of any language, let that be your mother tongue or a foreign language. Now that we are writing a test, this test needs a score, doesn't it? Okay? How do they grade you? Well, I know that most of the exams we write are out of 100 maybe or a 10 CGPA, but IELTS is a sentiment. IELTS is out of a 9 band. So if you get a 9 on 9 in IELTS exam, it means that you're closest to what a native English speaker would be. But if you get a little low, it still do well in any university. For example, if you have to go to the USA, that's the United States of America, you need a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 7.5, which means that there are universities that will accept you just with a 6 out of a 9, but there'll be very, very few top universities would ask at least for a 7.5. For example, if you look at Stanford or Harvard, they ask at least for a 7.5, but if you're looking at an arts course, maybe even an 8. Okay? Now, this is the bandwidth for almost every country. If you plan to go to the UK, okay, or if you want to plan to go to the Canada, okay, or if you want to go to Australia, or let that be New Zealand, you still have to fall into this band score, okay. Most of the Indians, their average is a 5.5, so we might need a little bit of help to score a 6.5 to do well in the exam. So in today's class, we will understand what IELTS is, what the pattern of the exam is, and what you could do to improve your score, right? So let's start with the first module, listening. Right. Now, we all know that there is a lot of difference between listening and hearing. When you listen, you also understand. You don't just hear. So here, listening is a comprehending task. They expect you to listen to a tape and answer questions based on the tape. You don't have to give your own answers. You don't have to worry about not knowing the background of the tape. You don't need either of them. All that you have to do is be able to listen and answer. It's a 30-minute test, very short. It has 4 sections. The first section is a conversation between 2 people. Okay? So 2 people are going to a store or maybe speaking over the phone, they're booking a holiday, and you listen to their conversation and you answer questions. Now this is really easy. But as you move higher and higher, by the time you come to the 4th section, things start becoming more and more challenging. In the 4th section, you will listen to a teacher like me giving you a boring lecture on a subject, and it could be a little difficult to comprehend. You might need a higher attention span. So being able to focus is very, very, very important in listening. Now, I know that we all listen to Telugu movies, or we listen to Telugu songs, watch Telugu movies. But if you want to do well in IELTS, we will have to shift this habit of ours. We will have to watch a lot of English movies, maybe a good web series. And now that everything is available on OTT, you can take full advantage of it. Keep watching movies without subtitles, don't forget that, and do fantastically well in the listening exam. Remember, English is not like maths. So you have to immerse yourself in the language. You need to surround yourself with people who speak English. You need to watch English movies, listen to English movies, listen to English news, speak English, read English. Okay? Well, I wouldn't say eat English though, but you'll have to do all these things to do well in the listening exam. Right? Now, moving a little forward, okay, this listening test is out of 40 questions, after 40 marks. So your band score 9 is based on how many you get right out of this 40. For example, let's say you get a 40. Let's say you score a 40 on 40, then you score a band 9. But let's say you score only a 35, then this is equal to band 8. So how do I make sure that you get this score? Well, first thing, you should try 2 or 3 tests. 2, you should get acquainted with all the question types that might come in the exam. 3, you need to take advantage of all the material that's available online and many books like this which are available. So these books will give you an idea of all the mistakes that you might commit in the IELTS test, all the tricks that IELTS might play on you. And only then, when you're ready, you've done sufficient practice, you're already scoring an 8 at home, then you should book your date and give the exam. Okay? Remember, IELTS is an expensive exam, so we would want you to be prepared.